So welcome to the final game here at Hartleyville A, and it is a very big clash indeed. South Africa, our tournament hosts, taking on England in the women's over 45 category. And immediately, England turn the ball over and are on the attack, but it's well snuffed out by Cohen for South Africa as the clearance hit comes in now. But England once again turning the ball over immediately, opting this time to go to the right-hand side. Looking for the big ball is Ryan Crisp, but lays it off down the line to McCabe. The ball across, unfortunately, creates a little bit of danger and allows South Africa to come away with a 16-yard hit. England opting for the high press in the far right-hand corner, looking to perhaps try and turn the ball over as high up in the field as they can and put South Africa under early pressure. Indeed, they do just that, turning it over as away comes Burns, but can't get past the center half of South Africa. Up the left-hand channel for the second time thus far, managing to win the hit. Options are there, decides to go dead barrel straight and picks up another free hit. South Africa working the ball up at inches at a time. Now looking for the big transfer. Options are available, but England do realign on defense. And it's got to go hard, a long ball, which is claimed by Stockford in midfield. Good hustle, though, from South Africa, trying to win the ball back. Big ball across, that is really well done from Clapp of England. And the hit goes against England, perhaps a little bit harsh against Ryan Crisp, who seemed to have drawn the foul from South Africa, but my opinion means absolutely nothing. Because on the field, the umpire's decision is final. And it's not very often that an umpire will change their mind after making one. Favoring the left-hand side is South Africa, but the pass not sticking. Needlessly, just hand the ball back to England, who have made a pretty fast start in this game. Remember, there's plenty on the line for both of these teams, especially with the playoffs looming. You need to finish as high up in the table as you can to ensure that you are in medal contention come Monday. Need to work from England on the left-hand side, but good little pocket formed by South Africa. And now come away with it on the far side is Moore. Back this way for Captain Walsh. Big ball down the line, finds a striker in a bit of space as Conroy engages the first defender. It's great tackling, good basics from the England defender. Ledbetter, who makes the tackle, unfortunately just pops off a foot. So it's still there for Walsh. The circle, but it's snuffed out by England. But trapped in the corner is South Africa, and England do come away with it once again from Ledbetter, but she's gives the ball back to Walsh, who takes this free hit very quickly. Into the circle goes Walsh, and over the baseline goes Walsh. So a 16-yard hit it will be for England. Turnover in midfield, South Africa this time, choosing to go on the right again through Walsh. Once again, linking up with Conroy. But Conroy's first touch has forsaken her at this point. Perhaps she'll find it later on in the game. We'll be able to see if Conroy can use her skill down the right-hand side to get through this English defense. Hustling hard in midfield is England, but South Africa manages to get away from the first defender before throwing the ball to the edge of the circle. Good run across. Ball played into no man's land. And it's an easy out for England as Jones smashes the ball upfield and pushes South Africa all the way back once again. Africa doing really well to hold on to possession. The loose ball now for them down the right inside comes Hazlitt. Ball's there to be used. Coming with Luxon into the circle for Luxon. Draws in the foul, and we'll have our first short corner of the game. Goes the way of South Africa, so a good chance for our tournament hosts to open the scoring. So it's a two-castle setup for South Africa. So plenty of options for them. Nobody, though, on the left-hand side. It comes to the second castle. Straight hit. Straight at the keeper. Straight underneath the goalkeeper. And into the box it goes. South Africa, indeed, to open the scoring. Somewhat fortuitous, one would say. But that doesn't matter because it's still a goal for our tournament hosts who take the lead 1-0. Compliments of that straight hit off the top of the circle by Harvey. So immediately from the restart, England come down the right-hand side and into South Africa's circle now. Down the baseline, ball to piece spot. Well cleaned up by Walsh for South Africa. Good defending. As they look to now run the ball out of the back. And dangerous pass across the face is picked up by Bond for England. Again, good defending, but the 50-50 ball falls kindly for England. And eventually winning the hit is the captain, Clapp, of England. She's got Ryan Crisp on the right-hand side. It does indeed go to her. Options now. Smashes the route. One ball. Gets the deflection. And comes off a South African stick in the end. So it will be a long corner to England. Good turn from Clapp. She's got a defender on her in Walsh. Wins the free hit though. Takes it quickly. Just outside the circle. Really well defended. They were marshalling themselves really well. South Africa, but out come England now. Space on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, it's a little bit behind Lloyd's stick. And she's unable to get control of the ball. So England doing what they can to try and get through this South African defense. Although they have seemed to sort themselves out quite well at the back. Able to realign depending on which side England are trying to attack down, as Burns looks to keep it in, but no teammate can be found close to the circle. Africa this time deciding to push the ball further upfield. Comes off the stick of Ryan Crisp on the far sideline. South Africa will be able to then get the numbers ahead of the ball. Try and stretch the field a little bit more. Walsh brings the ball to the right-hand side now. Nobody down the line, so infield it goes. It's a big ball. Pressure on the English defense now as KC comes bouncing for South Africa. Down the right-hand side. Good tackle, though, from Ledbetter, who manages to win the free hit, but Ledbetter put herself under a little bit of pressure when her first touch wasn't quite good enough. Under a bit of pressure is Leonard now as the sort of a tentative pass back to Ledbetter. Beats the first defender and then tries the fancy pass through the legs. But somehow still manages to come away with a free hit. England on the right-hand side now. As Jones decides to lay it back. It's going to go all the way back as England cannot find a way through South Africa on the right-hand side. They do go that way once again for the fancy ball on the infield. That falls kindly, though, for England. A little bit scrappy now between both of these teams as they just look to settle things after South Africa took the lead. And then having to bowl from inside the 23 as South Africa send numbers forward to put pressure on the ball carrier. Turnover one. Charlton down the right-hand side. It's there for a mark. Into the circle it goes. Walsh is on it. But Walsh is really well tackled at the back for England. Ryan Crisp. Big ball. Upfield. Tries to find Day. Ball skews off a stick, but it's still there for England to use. A dangerous ball across. Fortunately for England, they can't control it. But that was a very dangerous ball across the face of the circle. It's one of those non-negotiable rules of a defender. Never pass the ball across the face of goal, especially when you are under pressure. Leonard on the right-hand side. Tries to roll past the one tackler. In comes the secondary tackler, rolls past her too, but can't get past the third one. Big ball upfield from South Africa. It's pressure time as Ledbetter picks it up now, hands it off to Ryan Crisp. But a good step through the middle by Moore. Nullifies that England attack, but it's England that will come again. Ryan Crisp smashes it across. It's loose in the circle. And South Africa scramble it away. Walsh dilly-dallying on the ball inside the circle. And gives possession up to Day. And Day wins the free hit. Needs a 1-2 between Jones and Day. On that far side, Jones rolls past the two defenders, slows the ball down the baseline. It's loose in the circle. Africa. One would think that South Africa would just want to smash the ball out of the circle and relieve some of this pressure. Instead, they decide to run with it. They are dispossessed in the circle. And it will be a short corner to England. single castle setup for England. Ryan Crisp is there. She has a shot. But the first wave in Moore does more than enough to get the ball away. But England will remain in possession. It's long corner for England. Just under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Lloyd in possession on the left-hand side. She's met the big tackle, but the ball still goes through. And this time South Africa look to smash the ball through England. They can't get it away, though. England continue this pressure. Bond fighting hard for it in the circle. Through it goes. Takes a edge of a South African stick over the baseline. It goes. And long corner once again to England. Big ball to the right-hand side for Clapp. Going after it is Bell, but it's a little bit too far ahead of Bell. And South Africa are let off the hook. Once again, South Africa looking to pass their way out of the back. Walsh gets the ball through. Nice little touch on from South Africa, but dispossessed in midfield. And England come again. England have got to get the ball into the circle if they want to make an impact in this quarter. Few seconds to go. And a misplaced pass. In fact, it does come off a South African stick. But with the ball rolling all the way down to the far end of the field, it's going to eat away precious seconds on the clock. The hooter does indeed go. It does bring the end to the opening quarter in this game. In the women's over 45 category, it is South Africa 1, England 0.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
There goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people is just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. This will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.
Courtesy of a short corner goal, somewhat fortuitous fashion, shall we say, for Harvey. Well, fortuitous or not, it still reads South Africa 1, England 0. And England will probably feel a bit aggrieved after not being able to get anything out of that opening quarter, as they have for long periods of time been camped in the South African half of the field. And unfortunately, though, they haven't been able to really test heart in the South African goal. Big ball for Lloyd. Into the circle goes Lloyd. But South Africa managed to do what they need to do to get the ball out. In the opening quarter, South Africa were dead set on wanting to run the ball out of their 23. And invariably, all that did was hand possession to England in a dangerous position. Bell picks up a loose ball for England inside South Africa's 23. Wins the hit, takes it quickly. Looks to link up with a teammate on the baseline, hits the foot of a South African player just outside the circle. So what can England do with this spell of possession? Clap. At the edge of the circle, she's being marshaled, is England's captain. Looks to continue down the left-hand side, although she is really well tackled. No advantage there for Clap. She once again takes the hit quickly. Not back 5. Oh, South Africa. And it will be a short corner to England. So changing personnel for England. It's Clap. Decides to go for the look for the deflection. The ball still loose. Rebounds there for England to use. South Africa scramble it away. Anywhere but the circle will do for the ladies in white. Quickly taken by Lloyd. She's got a player open in Bond. Beats the first defender into the circle now for Bond. Down the baseline. Pulls the ball back. No teammate on the end of it, but it's England who remain in possession. Lloyd smashes one in. Misses absolutely everybody. And it will be a long corner, at least a 16-yard hit to South Africa. Good work by England on the right-hand side, putting pressure on the ball carrier. And this is what England want to do. They want to put pressure on the ball carrier as high up in the field as they can to turn it over and maintain this pressure on the South African defense. Bell surveys the options, but it's dispossessed by Walsh. Good tackle from the South African captain. Now swings the ball to the right-hand side to Luxon. And Luxon dispossessed by Bond, although she does cough it back up as Luxon this time smashes the ball forward onto Casey in midfield. But Casey's blown up for an indiscretion. That's England on the far side. Leonard using all her strength to win back the ball for England. Nice little roll on the outside. She's got a bit of space to work with. Big ball. And disrupted by South Africa. Big ball through for England, and unfortunately unable to control that ball as Bell. But that is a fantastic ball on the 45 into space. Had Bell controlled it, she probably would have had a one-on-one chance with Hart in the South African goal. Good roll on the inside for Atamark. Decides to send the ball to the back, and a misplaced pass by Harvey just puts South Africa under pressure once again, because here come England. Place to work with for England into the left-hand side. That's good hustling from Sperry. South Africa once again realign themselves on defense. And England are forced to go all the way back. Bell with a 45 ball, cut out though by South Africa. And you can just see and perhaps feel the pressure that South Africa are under. Since they've gone 1-0 up in the game, England have enjoyed plenty of possession. And I don't think in this quarter thus far we've seen South Africa inside the English half of the field. Although we do now. And it should be a long corner to England. That ball came off an England stick. And indeed, it is a long corner. Taken quickly by South Africa on that far side. And needlessly just passing the ball away, although the clearance attempt from Sparry is lifted into a South African player. It wasn't Sparry, my apologies, it was McCabe with that attempted clearance. Walsh takes it quickly, and good stepping up by Leonard for England. Now McCabe comes away with it. She's got 2 goals in the tournament thus far. Again, Leonard just making a nuisance of herself on that right-hand side. Big ball forward by Walsh, finds the high-hanging striker who rolls past the defender before jinking back on the inside. Now Walsh comes through the middle, misses her, but there's still a South African player in possession. Into the circle they go. Big hit across by Dempsey. Easily dealt with though by England. This is good work by England to relieve the pressure, and unfortunately for Wilkins. Ball just comes off her stick and goes into touch. Down the right-hand side. Go South Africa, snuffed out though by England, but it falls kindly for Charlton. Under pressure though is Charlton. She's got her head down, and England are able to steal it away. Would be a massive morale boost for South Africa if they can not only come away with a win, perhaps even hang on to this 1-0 lead, as they are yet to taste victory in the tournament. Big ball in for South Africa inside the circle, winning the short corner, and another chance perhaps for Harvey to double South Africa's lead. I mentioned earlier on, it's not often that an umpire changes a mind, but we've just seen that now. Short corner was turned over to a free hit outside, perhaps consultation with the far umpire. And what would have been a short corner opportunity comes to naught for South Africa, as they can't get past England. England under a little bit of pressure at the back, managed to get the way out of South Africa's press as we enter the final 6 minutes of the second quarter. Walsh in position in midfield. Holds the ball to the middle. There's an overlap now for Moore. Indeed, it is Moore. Sends the ball to the right-hand side. And unfortunately, Atamark cannot maintain control of the ball. But just a brief span in play where possession continues to be turned over with regularity. Now the overhead thrown by South Africa, looking to release one of the forwards. Ledbetter's there though for England, who tidies up, and a good tackle though from Dylan. Gets the ball onto Ledbetter's foot. Charlton takes it quickly to Moore. And go back down the right-hand side as Moore looking for options. Charlton is still there. Little roll forward for Walsh, who smashes one across now. And it's easily defended by Selby, whose ball forward lands on the stick of Burns. No option for Burns, so holding the ball up, waiting for the support players to come. And here England come flooding forward. Although contact can't be made in terms of stopping the ball for England. It's loose now, 50-50, won by England. But play is brought all the way back for an earlier infringement. Will be South Africa's ball. Good defensive work from South Africa, setting up pockets in the midfield and manages to turn the ball over, although no numbers ahead for them. And no numbers ahead means just that. A pass will be intercepted. Selby gets the ball live. Loose ball. Two South Africans go after it, but it is England that come away with it through Jones. Back it goes to Selby in the middle. Big 45 ball looking for Bond. And it does take a deflection of a South African stick. So England will remain in possession, although this time they'll be all the way into South Africa's 23. It is Bond. Takes it quickly. Tries to change the angle, does Bond. She finds Bell. Good work by Bell to win the free hit on the far side. Looking for a change in angle. Combs into the circle. South Africa once again tries to run it out of their circle and are dispossessed by England. Gets into the circle, perhaps. An advantage could have been played, but again, it is a free hit to England just outside the circle. as we enter the final 60 seconds of the second quarter. A loose pass now. South Africa can break away. They got to do so with speed, though. And continuing to be caught in possession are South Africa inside their third of the field and just needlessly turning over possession. 30 seconds for England to get the ball into the circle. Bond, she's got it there now. Tries to cut back, but Moore channels her nicely. And South Africa able to scramble this one away. Good stepping up from Selby for England. Few more seconds to go. England have got to get it in the circle now. Big ball from Bell. Deflection comes in. But the hooter sounds to signal the end of the second quarter. So we have reached halftime in this game. And probably one would feel against the balance of play. It is England 0, South Africa 1.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room, thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation, and about training and improving those skills, looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. Thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
So welcome back to the second half. In this women's over 45 division game, it is England up against South Africa, and a scoreline that perhaps I don't think anybody would have expected, because it is South Africa with a 1-0 lead, but immediately England coming down the right-hand side and winning a short corner. And as I was saying, it's probably a scoreline that nobody expected thus far, because in the bigger scheme of things in the tournament as a whole, South Africa have yet to get a point on the board. England, though, they've won a game, and they've got a draw as well. South Africa have not won a game just yet. They've played 4 and unfortunately have lost all 4. But perhaps is this game the one that South Africa come away with a victory in? Not if England have anything to say about it. Single castle set up this time for England. Skew on the injection, but it's still there for England to use. A good defending by Moore on the short corner. But ball kept in on the far side, unfortunately not. So it will be a 16-yard hit to South Africa, who look for the rubber ball, and the high-hanging striker unable to keep it in. Big ball forward, McCabe rolls on the inside, now lays the ball off for Jones. Bell's got a bit of space on the right-hand side. Route one from Bell, looking for a touch. McCabe's got the touch. Another shot comes in from Bond. Play on! And eventually, South Africa managed to scramble it away. Big of a ball from South Africa. Finds the high-hanging striker. And now here come the reinforcements. 2v2 situation for the ladies in white. Rolls the ball back to the top of the circle. And that is how you turn defense into attack in one pass. Brilliant ball from South Africa out of the back. Into the circle it goes. Gets the foot of an English player. And it is South Africa that will have the short corner. So what will it be for South Africa? And they double their lead. Two castles set up once again. Comes to the near castle for Moore. As the flick does Moore. Good save by England. And giving up the free hit is Welsh. So England come away with it quickly, but too quickly for their own liking, as the ball hits the foot of Bond. And South Africa are back in possession. Hustling and fighting for it is Welsh for South Africa. There's now space for them to use on the left-hand side, deciding back to go into the middle. It's congested there, and England come away with it. Burns goes on a bit of a run, looking for support. Decides to lay the ball back. Big ball through the middle. Good lead from McCabe. But Harvey gets a stick in there and hits the ball for South Africa. Big ball forward. Good lead from the striker. Well marshaled though by the English defense. Comes off the foot of Selby, so taken quickly by South Africa now. Looking to drive it into the circle. It's loose and cleared away by Jones. And Whitehall has got Welsh for company, so Whitehall looking to win the free hit, and she does just that. Big swing from South Africa, disrupted by England. No advantage against South Africa now. Looking for the 1-2 with Walsh, who once again wins the free hit. This time a bit of obstruction from England. There for South Africa to use, but they once again, whenever they have the ball in the critical area of England, they somehow manage to lose possession to South Africa. Just allows England to regain a bit of momentum in the game. Big ball down the line, looking again for one of the high-end strikers. That ball has been quite effective for South Africa thus far in the second, at least in the third quarter. They've been managing to bypass their midfield and find those strikers up high in the England 23. Good work by England to get themselves out of the back. Day running towards the 23, broken down by South Africa. Ryan Crisp is on the right-hand side for England. Surveys our options, throws in the foul. Ryan Crisp once again this time. Rolls it for Stockford. Was broken down just outside the circle. Anyway, will do for South Africa as Luxon gets a stick onto it and gets it a bit upfield. But England come through once again. Big ball looking for Stockford on the right-hand side. Just out of reach for the right link. Good work from South Africa as they try to get themselves out of the pressure that has been built up by England, and good defensive work by South Africa. Coming away with it is Bakker. Rolls it back for Cohen. And now Walsh, the captain, coming through the middle. Rides the tackle, does Walsh. Big ball through the middle. It's loose in the circle. Luxon can't get a stick onto the end of it, but it is a long corner to South Africa. It came off an England stick inside the circle. Ball around the back for England. Options for Ryan Crisp. Decides to go down the line. Day is disrupted by Pod. And it's fortunately Bonats for South Africa with a bit of a harsh challenge, and she'll get the green card. So South Africa will be down by a player for the next few minutes. Ryan Crisp takes it quickly, smashes it across. It's loose, but picked up by South Africa, who work their way out. Walsh looks for options. And the longer this game progresses, the more the seconds tick away, the more confident South Africa will become. And converse to that, the more frustrated England will become. Big ball forward by Charlton. Intercepted though by Stockford, who hands it straight back to South Africa's Walsh. Dempsey surveys the options. Tries to try and get it down the line, but Ryan Crisp gets a stick in the way. Good work by England, spreading the ball to the far side now. There's a chance for them. Sperry on the ball, beats the first defender into the circle and definitely gets the short corner for England. So a brilliant move all the way from the back for the English. Gets the ball into the circle and wins the short corner. Once again, it's a single castle setup for England. Ryan Crisp is there. Comes straight to Ryan Crisp, has the shot. Moore does the job again at first wave for South Africa, and then it's muscled away by Pod. They surveys the options. Looks to link up, but the ball intercepted by Charlton. Under pressure is Charlton. Stockford turning over possession, and the ball this time pops off the stick of Pod and into her body. So England will come again, this time through the middle. Big ball intercepted again by Moore, who's been absolutely everywhere for South Africa in defense. England taking it quickly. South Africa needing to realign. Ryan Crisp smashes one across. Pod does the duty for South Africa, and the final touch comes off the stick of Ryan Crisp, and into the sideline it will go. So a chance for England. With the ball on South Africa's 23, 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. South Africa's defense holding firm thus far in the game, holding on to their 1-0 lead. Now the breakaway comes for South Africa. Looking for one of the players on the right-hand side for the overlapping run. And the ball runs over the sideline. the breeze that has been blowing all day long is all of a sudden feels as though it's starting to pick up a little bit. So England have the conditions to factor in, as well as they are playing into the stiff breeze. South Africa with the luxury in the second half to have it at their backs. Looking for one touch hockey. South Africa on this left hand side doesn't find the left half. Space for England on the far side. Selby dispossessed, so here comes South Africa. Looking for the 1-2 is Dylan. Free hit taken for South Africa as they come now to through the middle. Charlton into the 23 comes South Africa. And cannot link up with one of the support players. Good ball forward by Clapp. Day's got room to work with. Day looking for support. McCabe is high, but she's hiding behind South Africa. Good steal though by McCabe inside the circle. Equally good steal from South Africa. And the short corner against South Africa for the raised ball. Unfortunately for Harvey, ball deemed to have been lifted. Well, the umpires are having a bit of a consultation on that decision as the seconds tick away. So the hooter has gone to signal the end of the third quarter, but we will have the short corner which will be played. And South Africa have got to defend this as England send all their players up. Clap. It's the ball there. Good touch off the stick of Moore. And South Africa survive the short corner. So at the end of the third quarter, it is South Africa 1, England 0.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
And there goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people that's just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. This will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.
So the final quarter underway in the women's over 45 division between England and South Africa. It is South Africa with the slenderest of leads, 1-0 over England, thanks to a short corner goal by Harvey. It's a short corner goal that snuck underneath Oliphant of England. And since conceding that goal, England have pretty much taken the game to South Africa, but have been unable to score. They've been unable to break down the defense enough and get the ball past Hart in the South African goal. Just not enough speed on the pass from Welsh for South Africa, but that falls kindly for Charlton. Moore in possession, is dispossessed by McCabe. It's good work from the striker coming back to assist in defense. Ryan Crisp in a bit of space. Harvey tries to step up to put her under pressure. Does find white ball on the right-hand side. Big ball forward. Day gets a stick onto the end of it. There's even more support up front. McCabe for England. Long corner for England. Ryan Crisp gets it going. Eliminates the defender, and nothing there for England, so they decide to go back and around. Big ball through this time. And neither Day nor McCabe and is able to get their stick on it and get a firm stick on it to keep the ball in play inside South Africa's circle. Big ball through for South Africa. Running onto it is Casey, but a first touch lets it down. Good tackling back though from Casey, winning the ball for South Africa, and here comes Walsh through the middle, the South African captain. Big ball across to the left-hand side. Fighting for it is Backer, but Ryan Crisp remains calm in defense for England and is able to get the ball over the sideline on the far side. Ball forward looking for Casey, who just loses a footing, unfortunately. It's back in England's possession. England with options. Good stepping here from Charlton. Makes the interception. Charlton goes on a bit of a run, and laying prone on the floor is the England defender who makes the tackle. And unfortunately, it's due to a slip and a shoe coming off. It looks like it's Stockford. In fact, it is Ledbetter who slips. The shoe comes off, and she had no other choice. So it's a yellow card that has been brandished for Ledbetter. So South Africa, not only with a goal advantage, they will now also have a one-player advantage for the next 5 minutes. And a chance for South Africa now to double their lead. Two Castles. Charlton's on the one. Pod on the other. It goes to the far side. Pod lays it off for Charlton. Moore trying to fight for it on the P spot. Still there for Charlton to use. Gets the foot, does Charlton, and wins a re-award of a short corner for South Africa. Scramble in the circle. Shot comes in. Good save from the English goalkeeper, but another short corner for South Africa. And they are starting to apply the pressure. Again, the two castle setup comes to the right hand side. They let it go. Harvey slips it now to the left to Walsh. Charlton with a shot straight at Oliphant, who makes a simple save for England, but it is a long corner to South Africa. Those few short corners have certainly eaten away some time on the clock. And as I mentioned in the third quarter, the longer this game draws on with the current scoreline, the more frustrated England will get. They came into this game as the favourites, expecting to win, purely based on the fact that South Africa have not won a game in the tournament thus far. But a good tackle from Clapp on Walsh, and England able to scramble the ball away, pumping it upfield. Around the back it goes. For South Africa now into midfield is Atamark. Nice to get past the English defence, but can't. There for South Africa on the right-hand side, but dispossessed by England. So while this game won't necessarily affect the outcome of the pools, or at least of the pool, there's only 6 teams in the women's over 45 category. While it won't affect the top 4, England have already secured their spot in the top 4. What this will do is perhaps dent England's confidence slightly. So England came into this game with 5 points, having won 1 and drawn 2. South Africa came into the game with no points at all. South Africa played 4, lost 4. And what this will do for South Africa is put them a level on points with Spain. So there's a lot of permutations going on, and there's a lot that could happen. England perhaps needed to win the game by a 6 or 7 goal difference to overtake the Netherlands, who are currently in 3rd spot. There was a lot to do for both of these teams, but this win could be a lot more beneficial to South Africa in terms of confidence, for them to try and finish up as high as they possibly can come playoffs. This could work now, though, from England to turn possession over in midfield. Good work on the right-hand side by Burns. Tries to get into the circle. Unfortunately, bobbles off Leonard's stick. Big ball forward for South Africa just to relieve some of the pressure. Finding a bit of space. On the right hand side for England. But nothing to be there for them. England having to work it from the back. South Africa having to work hard in defense to try and keep England at bay. Because in this final 4.5 minutes or so, England look as though they're going to throw absolutely everything they have at South Africa. England, some reason, are just coughing ball up in the final third. Something that they didn't do in the first half. Perhaps they're getting a bit tired. Perhaps they trying too hard. There's Dempsey in position for South Africa. Continues to carry a Dempsey, big ball forward. But unable to get her stick onto the end foot is Baka. Possession for England in the center at the back. Intercepted by Luxon. Decides to load the ball off. There's a chance now for Baka in the circle. It's still there! And in it goes for South Africa. If you thought the first goal was fortuitous, how lucky was that one? A needless, harmless ball across the face. England at 6s and 7s. Pops off an England stick and goes into the goal. Everybody celebrates. Doesn't matter who the goal is credited to, because all that matters is South Africa have doubled their lead to 2-0 with just under 3 minutes left in the game. So as the clock ticks away, 2 minutes to go in this game, 2 minutes left on the clock, it seems likely that South Africa's women in the over 45 division will have their first win in the tournament. It's going to require something massive from England. And immediately a short corner indiscretion from Walsh, stopping the ball, getting it onto a foot. And then the umpire deemed that she played the ball thereafter, after the whistle had went, and immediately hands a short corner to England. So if England are to get back into the game, this is the moment they need to score. Because a goal here will set things up brilliantly in the last 60 seconds. If South Africa manage to keep this one out, we can then say victory will go to the ladies in white. But it all hangs on this short corner. It's there for Clapp. Makes the 1-2 with Bond behind Clapp, but falls for the far side. Working hard for it is Sperry. The ball still loose. South Africa's keepers make the save. And continuing to be under pressure are South Africa. Comes off a South African foot just outside. 45 seconds in the game. Lloyd, big ball across, misses. And that should be that. That should be the moment that turns South Africa to victors in this game and makes South Africa a very, very happy team, as they will get their first win in the tournament. The countdown has begun. Just got to hold out to South Africa, and there it is. Elation for the ladies in white. They have finally done it. It's taken them 5 games, but they have their first win of the tournament. South Africa beating England by 2-0.
We are fascinated by the mindsets and the habits that make individuals and teams perform at another level. Let us be your thought partners and transformational coaches. Are you part of a team and you are wanting to gain insight into what ingredients need to be in the mix to take your team to a whole new level of performance? Partner with us. We want to be your transformational coaches.